What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kiwan, and I am back with Girls Need Love, Season 1, Episode 3. I feel like I'm behind, but I will have Episode 4 of this Sunday. Also, myself, if y'all go over to either to my community page or go over to the Black Girls Den podcast channel, you guys will see us. We went live on this show. We talked about all 6 episodes and kind of, got into the characters a little bit for her main character Mondays. So yeah, y'all go around there, check it out, or check out the community board. I reposted it yesterday. So yeah, let me know. Also, after this video, you'll immediately see Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So I'm really trying to stay on track this week. I think I'm pretty caught up with everything. After these 2 videos, I'm pretty caught up. Not that y'all needed to know all that, but whatever. Girls Need Love, Season 1, Episode 3, Body Positivity. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stay in the algorithm. Alright? Y'all really need, though. It's really, really good. It's a little bit of Harlem, those shows. So it's really, really good. It's just based in Atlanta. I don't really know much about the Atlanta scene, but I mean, it's just women in relationships or single women, educated women, bosses, that type. Watch it. It's pretty good. It got some pretty good storylines. These are actresses and actors that we've never seen before, but it's really, really good. Like, check it out. Anyway, the episode starts with Tasia. She is, well, actually, Tasia is actually giving a monologue per se about the double standards that society places on us women and our bodies. So in that monologue, you see different women staring in a mirror, kind of looking at their body, different shapes, different sizes, of women. So then we get into real time where Tasia is in one of her lingerie pieces that's gonna be in her fashion show because she has a lingerie line. She's in a mirror checking herself out, and Aaron walks in, which is her best friend, and he tells her, just stop it. Like, basically, he felt like she was second guessing herself, and if she didn't like how she looked in her outfit, then she needs to do something different. She was like, no, I'm a baddie. But she's starting to realize that she's getting older. But when you look at Tasia, she has such a natural body. And with her body being natural, just like, you see a lot of the BBL women and all of the things, but her body is so natural. And so that is just a beauty of Tasia. Anyway, I don't know, it was just the way he was looking at her, like, okay, I felt that look, but whatever. So Tasia gets a call. She's in the mirror, like she's in her bathroom, just kind of, getting herself together. And she gets a phone call. And so Aaron picks up her phone and he sees that Reggie is calling her. Reggie is her ex who she left. She kind of talked about him a little bit, but not too much. So we gonna get to meet Reggie. Anyway, he put the phone down and he leaves. So when she comes out of the bathroom, she notices that Reggie did call. And so she was like, that's what, basically she realized why he left. So anyway, in the next scene, Dante is at his job. And he's the new sportscaster, I want to say over at CNN, I think. But there's a chick that he works with, one of his many women that he's sleeping with. And this was the same woman who sent Smex videos to his phone, and Alexis was able to, he was asleep so hard that he didn't know his phone kept buzzing. So Alexis picked up the phone to see that she sent those type of videos to him, and there were videos with those two getting busy. So Dante was like, you doing too much. And Dante to me is so insecure, but whatever. He tells homegirl, his side piece, one of his side pieces, that she was doing too much and she needed to sign her DNA because this couldn't happen no more, because his wife saw the video message. And so she was like, whatever, when can we do us? He tells her no, because she been doing too much. And so she was like, so you don't want me to beg? And he was like, yeah, go ahead and beg. And this is the type of stuff that really just pisses me off, because a lot of times you'll see a lot of pick-me's that's just like, I'm going to do whatever you want me to do. So it's very disappointing to see how a lot of times women will stoop so low just for a piece of, like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not sitting here acting like I'm so above and I never played the fool. I have. I've been in certain situations that I probably shouldn't have been in, and it's not bad. It's just, it's not good either. I've put myself in situations that I probably shouldn't have been in, but that was the younger me. The older me, yeah, no, I would never. Anyway, so Kylie comes over because early on, Tasia was telling Aaron that Kylie is going to be staying with her for a while. Kylie is Tasia's cousin, and she's from up north, but she's coming to Atlanta. Kylie wants to come live in Atlanta. And Tasia is like, she thinks she's coming down there for a visit. Kylie was like, yeah, no, I'm not. So Kylie just got a BBL done, and she dropped out of school. She got the BBL done. She was like, I got a new nigga. And apparently this man lives in Atlanta, and he's Nigerian, and he paid for the BBL. And we all know, we always say that the Nigerian people are scammers. The Nigerian men in Atlanta are scammers. That's what they keep saying. I don't know. This is alleged. Anyway, so they have a chit chat, and Fallon Fallon don't mind Kylie being there. She just want her to do right. Like, if you gonna get your money up, if you're gonna get yourself positioned by somebody, let them buy you a house. Let them buy you something that's going to have you sustained. But, her whole thing is to find a baller and, live out her life. Anyway, in the next scene, we see Tasia, Fallon, and Alexis. They're shopping. And, well, not really Fallon. Fallon is sitting there drinking her champagne while Alexis and Tasia try on clothes. And so she's in the background. And this is a store that only fit a certain size, not Fallon's size. So Tasia tells the ladies that Aaron felt the way because Reggie was calling her. And Alexis had to remind her that Reggie was the same man that broke you, and Aaron was there to pick up the pieces. So Alexis said, so Tasia was like, yeah, whatever. I feel like Tasia is trying to justify her way back to Reggie because somehow she's not really over Reggie. Like, that's how I feel. So Alexis said, there's this orange little piece she have on. And she was like, I can buy that outfit. I couldn't buy that outfit because Dante would flip. And she was like, she felt like the outfit was given thought. And she felt like in that outfit she was wearing, trying on, she felt like she was given a fat thought. And Alexis is this small, y'all. And so she was like, my stomach is poking out. The whole time Fallon is sitting in the back listening and watching. And she said if she wasn't trying to get pregnant, then she would have to try Ozempic. So Fallon clears her throat and was like, and on that note, I'm going to take my actual fat ass to a store that actually sells my size clothes. So she leaves. Alexis tells Tasia, just kind of warning Tasia to let Reggie stay where he is. So Fallon goes into the store. and the store is owned by they didn't give us Nzinga's name, but y'all know I always like mess up her name, but Nzinga from Zatima, the one who plays Angela, she's the store owner, and she her store is for BB, big larger women, and she didn't know, Fallon didn't know that store existed. She said there are only 2 stores in this area for BBWs, and so homegirl was like, well, it's 3 now. And so Fallon asked, like, what are the sizes that she have, and so she tells Fallon she go from size 20 to 40, and if your size isn't in there, I'll make your outfit for you. I'll make it for you. And she was going to she said, they both agreed that they're tired of clothes where people think that they want to wear floral, off the shoulder, cold shoulder skulls on their outfits, Snoopy, or Disney characters. Like, don't nobody want to wear that. Just like the smaller people want to be fashionably cute, then our big girls want to be fashionably cute too. And I do feel like they wear a lot of really cute clothes. So I wasn't mad at that. So they both talk about how, they're skinny friends, they have nice bodies, but they complain about being fat, which pisses me off because I can't stand it. Like, I'm looking at you like, oh, my stomach. Okay, then go do some sit-ups or something. And I'm looking at me like, and I really, just be looking at people like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. You sitting here talking about you are fat. That is an insecurity. Work on that shit. Like, how do we get here? You're this small and talking about you're fat. Okay, girl. What the fuck ever. I'm sorry, y'all. I got triggered. Triggering really quick. So Fallon said, the people mean well, but sometimes smaller people can be clueless. And I agree. So Alexis run into her ex Carter. He has been a firefighter since they, when they was together years ago. But now he's chief. He's the firefighting chief. She tells him she always thought that he'll make it big. I always thought you would do it up real big, blah, blah, blah. He tells her, he was like, his small town, he was like, I once remember that my small town dream, my small town ambitions, wasn't enough for my law school bound girlfriend. So we also found out that Carter has a 7-year-old that he has to go and pick up anyway. Alexis seemed regretful because I think she's comparing what she has going on now. She's married. She's been married to this man for all these years, still can't have no kids. He's cheating on her, to what she had was the softer life with this guy, with Carter. And I want to say she left Carter for Dante. And I think we'll get into that in the next episode. Because they'll get into more conversation. So, he lets him know. He lets Alexis know that I have to go. I got to go pick my son up. It was just reintroduction. So Fallon is walking ahead, to meet the rest of the girls so they can head wherever they're gonna go. She runs into this bummy ass nigga named Ashanti, and he was from the speed dating event. And he's sitting here trying to talk mad game, talking mad shit, trying to win her over with all that, yeah, queen, and this is bullshit, okay? So she tells him, listen, I'm not in a space, for X, Y, and Z. So he was like, well, listen, I know, try to lay it on thick. I know that, you don't want to be bothered, but just put my number in your phone just in case you want to be like, well, if I want to hit up the speed dating guy, my number is in your phone. Like, that's bullshit. You knew you didn't have no good intentions for this lady, and this is what we be talking about. When you don't have good intentions, your ego, I don't know what it is about the ego, but you still pursue until you get what you want. And when you get it, you treat it like trash, or you have no intentions of doing right with it. You use it. It's crappy. Anyway, so Tasia in the next scene goes over to Aaron's and, just want to check his temperature to see if he's still mad. So Aaron is being just a tad bit passive aggressive because he is mad, and he was like, she was like, I promise not to get involved with Reggie. And he was like, no, I'm sorry, she promised not to get involved with Reggie. And he tells Tasia, listen, Reggie made his choice and it wasn't you. So I did not mention, but Reggie is married, all right, but he wants to meet Tasia. You don't want nothing from this woman. You don't want nothing from this woman. You just want to disturb this woman's peace because she's in a good place. I wish Tasia had not given him the time of the day, but we'll see Reggie, I think, in the next episode. So over at Alexis' house, she actually purchased the orange dress and it's hanging up on, in her house. So she's looking at the dress, contemplating whether or not she's going to wear it. So Dante tells her, you acting like you Tasia's puppet. And meanwhile, he's pulling the puppet strings on her. You see how they go? Like, you can't be her puppet, but you gonna be my puppet. Like, it makes no sense to me. So he tells Alexis, you can't go nowhere with me dressed like this. You can't go nowhere with me with this outfit on. You're my wife, and you supposed to keep it classy. And she was like, but those other hoes can dress however they want. He was like, I don't give a damn about them, but you care about her. He was like, they some thoughts, but you're fucking these same thoughts. Make that make sense to me. But he felt like she's supposed to keep it classy. He dictates her every move. He dictates everything about her, and that to me is abusive. He was like, oh, and he did let her know, you can't dress like that because you are a reflection of me. But you can go out and you can cheat with however many women you want, but I'm a reflection of you. So if I'm a reflection of you, would it be so wrong if I went out and cheated, or if I told you what to wear or what not to wear, or if I grabbed you by your neck and threatened you if you left me and it's I'm just saying. So anyway, So Fallon made it to the restaurant because she agreed to go on a date with bum ass Ashanti. So she gets to the restaurant and she was about to walk out, but he walked in behind her. So they both sit down and they talk about, what they both do for a living and blah blah blah. So she tells him, I write, I write blogs. I'm a I check out restaurants and do reviews on restaurants and yada yada yada. So she asked him, what does he do? He said a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I'm into procurement. And I was like, he broke and he sound like he a damn thief. Okay? And I just was like, girl, you need to pay attention to the cues. Are you listening to him? These are the social cues. It annoyed me to no end. Like, Fallon and she was so beautiful. I'm gonna tell y'all, in this scene, in every scene, but I especially love this scene, Fallon was beautiful. Like, her face, her hair, like the makeup, everything was just giving. So anyway, the waitress comes over And so Fallon, she was like, would you guys like another round of drinks? And so Fallon is looking at her and talking to her. Meanwhile, his broke ass couldn't afford the drink, so he doing this to the waitress. So he then tells Fallon in front of the waitress, listen, maybe we can just go for a drive. Again, not paying attention to social cues. She was like, all right. She was like, he said, I'm going to pay for the drinks and then I'm going to be out, just head to the car. So she heads to the car. She left the rest of her drink on the table. He took her drink, put it in his cup, and drank the rest of the drinks, and then left out. I said, this is stupid. Anyway, back with Alexis and Dante, she tried on a dress, and he walks up to her, and she was like, before you even say anything, I just wanted to try it on. He tells her, well, a dress like this should be for my eyes only. Again, controlling and manipulative as. And if you didn't think he was even more controlling or manipulative, instead of them, because they were supposed to go out on a date night. So what he did was hired a chef to come in and cook for them, because he didn't want her to go out with that dress on. And I was like, this is crazy. So he surprises her. That's how he did it. He did it as a surprise with the chef manipulation. He tied the tie around her eyes, picks her up and brings her into the dining area. And she just oh my God, so excited. Just all of the things. And he was like, this is what I call compromise. I was like, I call this control. But tomato, okay? So he tells her, just to add the cherry on top, he was like, I know, with the retirement and everything, he was like, I want to make you a priority, and I promise I'm gonna do better. You just made your hoe sign the DNA earlier that day. Not only did she sign the DNA, she got down and sucked you. But you want to make her a priority, and you promised to do better. That's all Alexis needed. So now she want for a buck. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all how that. You know what? That y'all come back Sunday so I can give y'all the rest. Anyway, so with Ashanti, back over with Fallon and Ashanti, he pulls up at a Waffle House, and I'm thinking, they gonna get out, go to Waffle House. You got some blue and red lights behind you. So he looking nervous, looking over his shoulder. She was like, so do you have warrants? What's going on? Like, she was asking, like, is your insurance out? What's going on what's going on? Why is the police behind you? Because at first, Fallon was thinking the police was harassing him. But then she started watching his body language. She was like, you seem nervous. So is your insurance up to date? Like, is your tags good? Do you have any warrants? And so he was like, well, technically this is not my car. I said, wow, you stole it. So Tasia gets a phone call. We pan over to Tasia because she's still with Aaron. They sleep. And so she gets a phone call, and it's Fallon. She's in jail. So Tasia calls Alexis to let her know that Fallon was in jail, and everybody go down. This was the end of the episode, but next episode it'll start out at the jail. Anyway, this is it, y'all. It's actually pretty good. Like, sometimes I know my narrations don't be that great when I do it. I don't know why. Like, I guess because when I'm doing something new, I'm trying to get used to the characters. But then again, it's only 6 episodes. That's the only thing I don't like, but it's good because it's 6 episodes. So we're waiting for a season 2. Anyway, yes. So it's getting really, really good, y'all. So Sunday I will have episode 4 up. yeah, I'll have episode 4 up for y'all. And again, that's all I got. I appreciate y'all. This is your girl Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Bye.